Hey everyone, it's TV dinner time. Kick back, relax, get comfy. Today we're talking about the new Netflix series, The Vince Staples Show from 2024. We previously talked about a YouTube short version of The Vince Staples Show prior to this show coming out. So now we're going to talk about the show now that it's on Netflix. It's 5 episodes. We're going to go over the entire series and give our thoughts.
Yeah, because it's 5 episodes and they're like 20 minutes. They're like
Yeah, it's
easy,
quick.
quick, and they don't connect with each other. I think
Yeah,
the only there's the characters that if like the mom needs to be in the story or the
yeah,
girlfriend needs to be in the story, but the constant is Vince Staples
yeah.
themselves
Because
and
I
stuff. And
think
so like
one of the selling points of the show is I watched like a handful of interviews with Vince because he was doing the whole press run. He was talking about, and they might have it on Netflix, that this is comparable to like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Atlanta, but I think that's what's on Netflix in the description to like kind of draw viewers in. But Vince gave more of a detailed description of where he pulled references from. And it was a lot of like television shows and art and films in order to create this world for the show.
and I think that added context to this because it's like
Yeah.
sometimes it can be fairly confusing where you're like, what am I watching? And
Yeah.
but I think it's because it's like dry humor.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld lately, and I like Kirby Enthusiasm, yeah, because that's Larry David
That's the same.
created
Yeah. Same.
Seinfeld too. Yeah, so it's like that kind of dry humor, and a lot of like the story is like, yeah, this is all stuff that we can interact with in our own everyday lives, and it's just like a normal kind of like non TV
No
story, I guess.
celebrity either. Yeah. Like he felt like a regular person. Like he didn't feel like a celebrity. He was doing
yeah,
regular people shit.
and that's what also confused me the most too when I'm watching this. It's like this is the Vince Staples that we're supposed to like know in
Hmm.
present life and
Yeah.
stuff. Like he is a rapper, he's like fairly famous, people know
Public
him.
figure.
Yeah, and then there's other people that kind of reference like who is Vince Staples, like that's probably life nowadays too, that
Yeah.
they don't know who the hell Vince Staples is. So it's like I think that's the thing I would kind of like say that like when you're trying to talk about this with someone, it's like it's a very confusing show, but it's
Yeah.
funny. It's like a dry humor funny.
That's what that's what I enjoyed about it was like you can kind of just jump right into it and not have any context going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said, it's episodic and they don't all connect other than characters. So you can watch one, forget about the show for days and weeks and then jump right back in and not be like, "Damn, where did I leave off?" and "What happened in episode 1?" or you can just watch the show.
Yeah. And I think that's what's nice about it, where it's like
Hmm.
I watched the first episode by myself, the jail one, and
Which is
then
hilarious.
I watched one with Patty, the second one, and she was like, "What is this show?" And then we watched like all of them,
Yeah.
and she had no need to watch the first one.
Hmm.
Like that
Yeah.
first one kind of like establishes Vince Staples and everything, and that you're going to be watching him, that he's the main character. If you don't know who Vince Staples is, but there is no need to watch that first one if you miss it or something.
Yeah. I do like that every episode had like an end credit scene. So like the
Hmm.
episode would end, but there was still like a little bit more you can watch after.
Yeah.
And the references, like there were a handful of references, like the OJ Bronco and his uncle being OJ, without him saying like, "Yo, my uncle's OJ." And what episode was that? I think it was episode 4. No, episode 4 was at. Oh, it was episode 5. So episode 4 was at the carnival,
Hmm.
which I know people have situations at carnivals and amusement parks all the time. His was ridiculous. But in episode 5, the school that the kids go to is Nathaniel Hale middle school or elementary, whatever. Nathaniel Hale is Nate Dogg.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So I
it's
thought that was
funny
kind of
because
cool.
like they're gonna be like little like it's like little Easter eggs that you're gonna like
Yeah,
some people that you watch this with or like some people that watch it are gonna be able to know,
yeah.
and then some other people are gonna not know at
What the
all
fuck?
and stuff and like yeah and that that's what's fun about this I think where and can probably get lost on people
Yeah,
too. And they're watching it and they're like, all right, what was the point of this? And I think that's like what, but also that's like the same aspect that a lot of people have with like Seinfeld. Like, what's the point of
yeah.
watching it? Like, it's just a
Show
story.
about nothing.
There's no stories or something. Like, nothing
Yeah.
interconnects and stuff. Like, there's no need to watch any of them. But then why was it so popular? And why do I watch it all the
That's me and Curb. Yeah, it's a show about nothing,
time?
just like Seinfeld, but it's like it draws you in. Like, what is Larry gonna get into today?
Right?
Like, who is he gonna scream at? When? And that's how this was. Like the family reunion episode.
That was
The,
crazy. I
every
let me ask
yeah,
you this: what was your favorite episode? There's 5 of them, but what was
yeah.
the one you liked the most?
I would say, looking through my notes. Um, I like the bank robbery, but my favorite was the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the last episode because there were a lot of Quentin Tarantino references in it. There was like a Kill Bill reference with
Oh, with
the
like
lighting.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
like the red lighting and urgency when he's fighting this dude that he went to school with, and then also the UC Santa Cruz slug shirt. So it was like a Pulp Fiction and a Kill Bill
Oh,
reference.
okay,
Yeah. So I
interesting.
truly like episode 5 the most.
Actually, episode 5, it's not my favorite one.
Hmm.
But episode 5, that like opening scene where like they're walking or like the camera guys like walking through the house and
Oh
like
yeah,
showing the changes and stuff of like Vince Staples throughout his life. It looked like like a single shot. It
yeah,
looked amazing. It was like nice where it's like it turned, and you can tell they tried to make it look like that. But when the camera's turning and looking at like a blank space, that's probably where they cut.
it cut. Yeah.
But I was like, whoa, that's pretty good camera movement
Hmm.
for like a TV show, I guess,
Yeah,
and stuff. But I like the bank robbery one because it's like it's so chaotic,
yeah.
and then it also has that like kind of racial undertone where it's like, oh, they didn't want to give me a small business loan for like my Cracker Jacks or something or cereal. And then you're like, and then Rick Ross is there, and then you're like, Rick Ross is like inviting him to the compound, and I wrote down, I was like, does Rick Ross have a cult or something? Like he grows his own food and
Rick
everything.
Ross is
Like,
crazy, man. If you watch Rick Ross's stories, that man's buying cows. He's a big fan of pears. He's a Wingstop aficionado. Like Rick Ross is in
he
everything.
he he told him to diversify, and
Yeah,
Patty was like, this is Vince Staples. Like, if this is his show, he's diversified.
honestly, yeah. Like he does music now. He does acting.
Yeah,
The one thing I truly liked about that bank robbery episode is the dead president's reference. Like all the
right. The
guys were,
painting.
yeah, yeah, the painting of the face, the outfits, but just the nonchalance of the robbers. They were just like, I'm just here. We're not gonna hurt you. We're homies.
Yeah, they notice like they're like yelling at him at first and stuff, and then he's like, "Oh, like we know
Like,
him and everything."
oh,
And then the weird interaction with the guy that like sweeps, and he's like, if Mister Whoever tells me to sweep, I sweep and stuff,
oh yeah,
and but yeah, I think the bank robbery episode is definitely one I would tell people to watch.
hmm
Is hilarious. And
it
then the
is. Yeah,
dude that plays the white kind of banker, that dude's hilarious because like that dude always plays like the whitest guy ever, and I think
yes,
he plays that well and stuff. And it's
yes.
like, yeah, you're typecasted, but you do it pretty well.
Hey, you're making that money, so you can't be too mad.
And then the shocking ending to that episode where it's like he's like just like no, I wouldn't do that.
I like
But I think
the
looking back on it, this
mhm.
is funnier than I thought. Like in the
Yeah,
moment,
yeah. That's
because
the
like you
thing that
look
got
back
me
on it, it's
too.
like it's funny.
like in the moment, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I enjoyed that episode. But then like thinking back, like, damn, that was actually funnier than I thought when I was watching it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
even the family reunion episode, like my family's crazy. My family's not that damn crazy. Like I don't have any aunts that are tripping about who made the mac. Well, they may trip about who made the macaroni and cheese, but there's no the planning of it's better than how that went down. Like I made macaroni and cheese. You can't make it either. Potato salad, whatever they made. We don't have any craziness like that. So that was kind of funny. The mom was over the top, which was cool. And the girlfriend is kind of tagging along, and they hate each other in the beginning, and then they're best friends by the
Yeah.
end of it.
And
I
then
like
just
that.
punching everybody out at the end. Hey, that watching that family reunion scene, Patty was like, "We got to do that. Let's just do that." Like,
Mm,
you just want a big party. That's what you want.
yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, have a big party. Don't call it a family reunion. That's when shit goes haywire. Because then
Yeah,
you got to get
right.
the shirts, and yeah, it's a headache.
I think we enjoyed this. Patty definitely enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
they're quick watches. But who do you recommend this to?
I think it's kind of what we talked about or what we touched on. Anyone that is looking for something similar to Curb or Seinfeld, something you can kind of like turn your brain off, but you can still enjoy and laugh. It's 20, 30 minutes, not going to take too much time out your day. You might already be on Netflix. Just turn it on, laugh a little bit, and then maybe watch the next one or watch something else and come back to it later. So I
I
think
think so
anybody would
too.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's like that's good explanation of like who you would recommend it to. My brothers will love this, and I think Nick and his wife will love it and everything. Patty loved it, anyways,
Yeah.
and so and I think definitely young people will like it. Like younger people, like us, our age, we're getting up in
Youngish.
the in the age, but I think younger people would love this. I don't know. I think my mom would like this, just like the funny the funniness of it. That's a word, but I don't know. My dad might get just confused where it's like
Mm,
I think definitely my mom would probably like it. I think I'm gonna send it to both of them and be like, all right, you have to watch it. It's quick. You can probably watch all of it tonight.
yeah. You just have to go into it without any expectations. Just go into it and be like, hey, this is a show I'm going to watch. And then you're going to
Yeah,
enjoy it more than like, oh, well, who is this person? And trying to get details. Just like, nah, just go in blind, watch it, and you'll enjoy it.
yeah. Now, last question: do you
Mhm.
think there's gonna be a second season?
I hope so. Because as I was watching this, and you probably had the same, like, you can see where they can take it, or like, if they had a larger budget, how much better the show would be. Because it seemed
Mm.
like in some aspects of the show, it felt limited. And
Yeah,
I think with the second season, hopefully they have more money and they can broaden the show.
I think so too. Where it's like, I guess the bank robbery scene is like one of the larger set pieces,
Hmm.
if you want to call it that. But the other episodes are fairly self-contained.
Yeah,
They're not large set pieces like the park. But you can see where like a lot of this can like evolve. Maybe the episodes get a little longer too.
yeah.
Maybe to a true half an hour where it's like shows a little bit more to the story and everything. But I can see I can see them giving him a second season and seeing where it goes, and then I'll be happy with that.
I'll be down. I would watch
Yeah, right.
it.
All right, that was Vince Staples, the entire limited series. It's 5 episodes on Netflix. It came out this year, 2024. Please let us know if you've seen it, watched it, in the comments below. If you liked it, disliked it, and please follow Saturday Night Popcorn on YouTube for more TV dinners like this one.